I'm assuming blown head gasket. So today on things that need to be fixed, head gasket leak. It's actually leaking right there. Just spitting out air. Not the end of the world, just put a new gasket on it. We'll clean it all up. I bought a service kit. I'll get the part number for that here in a second, and we'll get her all cleaned up. Really not difficult to take off. So this is a TF 501, and how that differs from the 550 is the intake port is in the housing and not in the head. The 550, the intake port will be in the head. And there we got 6 9/16 bolts. They were not tight, and for the intake, those are 1/2-inch bolts. Those were not tight. That seems to be a theme on this truck, by the way. So we'll get her all cleaned up and put back together, and see if we can figure out how to do the unloaders as well. So that is the Bendix kit number for this air compressor, and it comes with a new head gasket and all these little pots here. Do the unloaders and stuff, and it comes with instructions. So we're gonna get to her and we'll figure it out from there. So you just get a flat screwdriver up under the spring that did sit right in there and kind of feed it out like that so it don't go shooting, and get that out, and we'll take those out. So to do it at this point, these pieces up here don't normally get changed when you do the unloader, but they did come in the kit. So you just kind of grab down here and you lift up, and that'll unseat that, and we'll pull it out. And then you can use your needle nose here and pull this piece out. And then that piece will come out. Okay, that's pretty carboned up. So down in there you can see the pistons. So if you have shop air available, you can run through this port here and push them up. But we're gonna put those two pieces back in the top and put the head gasket and head back on, and we'll fire it up and let it run till cut out, and then we'll be able to pull the pistons out also. Okay, got those two little pieces put in, and then don't forget the springs, which are these little guys here, and they go right there, and they ride on top of those. I got that. And then we'll put the head gasket on and tighten the head down, and then we'll get back to it. Alright, so going back together, I do not have a torque spec for the head bolts on this compressor, but as always I use copper anti-seize, and I just went around them a couple times by hand and got them good and snug all the way around. So now we'll hook up the coolant lines and the discharge line, and we got to fire it up so these pistons will pop up at cutout pressure, and we can change those also. But that's what we know for now. So when it popped, only that one popped out. So I got the new one back in there with the supplied grease and O-ring and stuff on the bottom. When I do this one, I'll show you the assembly process. You can see it's still in there. So the idea is this time I'm going to hold this one down with a screwdriver when it gets to pop off pressure, and that one should shoot out. And then we'll put that one together. That's the idea. And we have no leak around the head gasket this time, which is fantastic. So we'll get that done. So that time it worked. There's the piston we were trying to get out. Now we'll assemble the new one and get it greased up and get it back together. So how this works, you got the piston, set it right there. You got the push rod piece. It goes through the middle of this piece like so, And then it sits on top of the piston like that. And then the spring and keeper go on top of this, and they ride on the this portion right there. So I will get this lubed up and put together, and then we'll finish her up. All right, got both of them up in there. Now you got the spring and keeper. They do provide a new little button up there up top, but that one doesn't look to have much wear on it. Nothing to worry about. It's a press fit up in there, and yeah, honestly, I just don't want to deal with it, so I'm not going to do it. But it does come in the kit if you feel you need to do it. So we're going to get this put in there. That is how that piece fits in there. And then the spring goes from there to that little rise section there, and that'll be it. And there it is. Gonna clean up the gasket surfaces on these two pieces and get that put back together. Oh yes sir, yes sir, much better. That's a win.